Deepika Padukone visited the Abu Dhabi Zayed Mosque, and in that mosque she was seen with her husband, also actor Ranveer Singh, and she was seen wearing a hijab, and that has become a point of controversy, at least on social media, with several people asking questions, calling her hypocritical, because remember that she also ran a campaign centered around my choice. She said that women should not be policed for the clothes that they choose to wear, for the choices that they make in their lives. But now people are asking her this question: what made you wear this hijab when you ran a campaign like that? Several people have also lashed out at these trolls, saying that women should not be policed, this is just moral policing, and that what Deepika was doing was only showing respect to a culture that is in the UAE. So how do you look at this whole issue? Is it about a woman's autonomy, agency? Is it about her right to make a choice, or is it about something else? Okay, we are joined by Tehseen Poonawalla, who's a political analyst. Tehseen, since morning we have seen this, but I also want to expand this discussion because a few days ago we also saw in Rishikesh a beauty contest was going on, and some people barged in and they said that women should not be wearing these kind of clothes because they don't represent the culture of Uttarakhand. Similarly, you see trolls trolling even Amrita Fadnavis, saying that you should not be wearing these clothes because you're the wife of a chief minister. And now Deepika is being questioned as to why she was wearing this, because some years ago she said something that was different. This is all moral policing. It's upsetting. It angers me as a woman, as a journalist, as a man, as a political analyst, as a social observer. How do you see this?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. Number one, we men have no right to tell women what to do, what to wear, who to love, who to be with, or what they should wear. A few years ago, Deepika was trolled for wearing a bikini. Today, she's trolled for wearing a hijab. Whether a woman chooses to wear a bikini or wear a hijab, work in a fashion show or work as a journalist as you do, it is a woman's choice to simply be at the house and look after her family. Women have a sovereign right over their bodies, over their hearts, over their sexuality, and we men need to stop interfering and telling women what to do. We need to stop interfering in women's lives. And I read with some regret the comments on the Honorable Chief Minister of Maharashtra, his wife. I think she's an empowered woman. She has a right to choose to wear what she wants. And I think more power to her. And I think it is sad that we indulge in this kind of gossiping and this kind of behavior, trying to dominate women in 2025. This is not worthy of us as people of this great nation in 2025.
Absolutely. Amitosh Parikh of the VHP joins us. Amitosh, it's clearly upsetting when people tell women that, you should be wearing a bindi, you should not be wearing this. This is our choice. And we make these choices depending on the lived experiences that we have had. Why should men or women tell women that this is not right and this is wrong? And why should we tell Deepika Padukone, who is very capable of making her own decisions as to what she should be wearing?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, the topic which we are discussing today is totally dependent on the point of view which different persons have. At the same moment of time, I stand with my co-speaker and the co-panelist. We don't have any right to say anything on any questions raised. But at the same moment of time, these people who are creating an hypocrisy in the society questions everything which is related to the Hindu culture. But at the same time, when it's come to the another culture and religion, they respect everything which is sincerity and decency. Well, at the same time, the Quran speaks of decency in the women dress out. At the same time, the Hindutva also talks about the same things. She was the same Deepika Padukone who was very much silent when the Kandi Sena was opposing the indecency she was trying to show as a Rajput culture in the Padmavat. At the same Deepika Padukone carrying herself in so much dignity, wearing an hijab and respecting the other culture. Well, at the same time, if you're respecting the Quran and the culture of the other people, you should also respect the culture which you belong from. And the same moment of time, my co-panelist was also speaking, we should have no right to speak when the Kali has shown in a different pictures, when the Hindu goddesses has been mocked by the morphed pictures. What time the secularism goes into, where the secularism goes into, I respect every time the woman in Hindu culture always considered as a goddess. When the goddess had been morphed and the mocked, I believe that Deepika Padukone should maintain the dignity. Well, she was respecting the Islamic culture, she should also respect the Hindu culture.
May I respond?
Okay. Tehseen Poonawalla, is it true that, when it comes to certain religions, specifically when it comes to Islam, any sense of submission is seen as modesty, and that is not seen as that's seen as choice, whereas it should also be seen as probably a cultural norm that is being imposed on women. We don't really discuss that often, but burqas are not often a choice, right?
Absolutely, you're absolutely right about it. But let's assume you go to a mosque, Vasudha, and you come from a very progressive part of the nation. You're a very progressive journalist. You go, somebody goes to a temple, somebody goes to a gurudwara. When I go to the Golden Temple to any gurudwara, I cover my head. That is my choice. For my friend from the opposite side, who on a face off at me, to come and tell me that I am submissive, I think is totally missing the point. That is exactly what you call respecting cultures. Now, he spoke about some movie, Karni Sena. Look, if you don't like a movie, you have all the rights not to watch it. Whether you didn't like her as her role as Rani Padmavat, or you didn't like her as a role in the Shah Rukh Khan movie where she was in a bikini, you have all the rights not to like it. You have all the rights to even boycott the movie. What you don't have a right to do is to troll her, to threaten her, to want to cut her head, to want to rape her, to want to call her names. You don't have a right to do that. Now let's come to the next point. He spoke about Devi Ma as a puja, as somebody who practices the tantra and somebody who does worship the Devi. I took strong objections to what that member of parliament said about Ma Kali. But let me ask you a question. Who's in government? You are in government. Why don't you act against such people? You don't want to act against such people. Now, I repeat my one point that I'm trying to make. What a woman does, what she wears, whether she wears a hijab or a bikini, is her problem. Nobody, certainly not the RSS, certainly not Muslim right-wingers, certainly not Christian right-wingers, or certainly not right-wingers from any other religion, have a right to tell women what to do, what to wear. They will do what they want. We men need to get out of women's lives and stop guarding their body. Whether it's in the US where we tell whether a woman can have an abortion or no, or whether it's in India where we discuss what a woman has, we men need to just shut up and get out. Don't get into it.
Okay, Amitosh Parekh, Tehseen is saying that this is about agency of a woman. But I do feel from what you said, you have a valid point. But I do think that, just because some religion does it, you want others to also follow the same. And at the receiving end are women, right? Because, you're basically saying that just because one religion has restrictions, Hinduism also has restrictions. So all of you need to follow this. So clearly there is no space for women to exercise their choice, because this is our life and we would like to wear what we want and not really questioned or policed about it.
No, Vasudha, we are totally losing out the point somewhere. At the same time, when I made my point, I was very much clear. We have no question on the right to choice. The Constitution provides right to choice. It's their fundamental right. Whatever they want to wear, they can wear. But at the same time, the hypocrisy which I wanted to point out, reflecting through your way, that when it comes to Muslim religion, when it comes to the Islamic religion, decency has all its role to play, because Quran says you need to protect yourself. But at the same time, when Hindu culture come into the picture, every right questions come into way. Why we women have a choice? If you don't want to watch a movie, don't go watch a movie. Why should we don't want go and watch a movie? When we have an objection, we can raise an objection. Why there is a silence for every secular and pseudo-secular people when it comes to mocking of Hindu religion, when it comes to mocking of Hindu goddesses, when it comes to mocking of Hindu culture? But at the same time, they were truly respecting other religions. You go and respect other religions. That's what we talk about, Sabda Sambhava. But at the same time, if you demean one religion and respect another religion, that definitely brings a solution. That definitely not bring a solution, but a question to every point where the people raising a right to choice and the people who are demeaning Hindu.
May I answer that? May I answer that?
Right, Tehseen Pudawala, please answer that. Yeah.
Deepika has gone to a foreign country.
Yeah, Tehseen, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. Deepika has gone to a foreign country. She's gone to a mosque in a foreign country and dressed appropriately, in her opinion, for the mosque or whatever the rules may be. How has Deepika demeaned any culture? Can you show me how Deepika has demeaned even the Hindu culture or Indian culture? She hasn't. The fact of the matter is, and my mom's a Muslim, she doesn't wear the hijab, she doesn't wear the burqa, she wears modern clothes, and yet when my mom comes to a gurudwara, she covers her hair because she thinks that that is the right way and an appropriate way to dress. Who are you, I again ask with my absolute humility, to tell Deepika what to wear? If you don't like her movies, please don't watch it. I don't think it matters to her. But what does matter to us, when Karni Sena or any other religious organization or base religious organization on any side of the religion threaten women with rape or wanting to cut off their heads, that is unacceptable. Do you accept that a head should have been cut off by the Karni Sena? Yes or no is the question. No. Do you accept that a head should have been cut off?
I'll make my point.
Amitosh, please respond to that. Yeah. Please
respond
to that, Amitosh, because that was clearly a scary episode for all of us. Because, an actor does not probably, fear the boycott of her movie, but the fact is she was also facing life threats is something that's deeply concerning.
Vasudha, with all due respect, I make a very simple point again. Nobody is questioning anyone's dress. At the same time, I'm questioning the decency which they fail to follow when it comes to Hindu culture and when it comes to the other religions. They respect everything. Coming to the another point, my co-panelist again and again quoting, you go and behead a head or whatever the threats he is talking about. We're talking about the Hindu culture where we don't learn to behead heads. We learn to respect and we learn to question when it's come to integrity and decency. At the same time, in our culture, in Hindu culture, we respect every woman as goddesses. Where I'm not knowing about the other cultures is where they considered women as a part and parcel of Ganimat or as a war booty. But in Hindu culture, we talk of Saraswati, we talk of Lakshmi, we talk of Sita, we talk of Savitri. And if we come for the Hindu culture, we always expect every woman of Hindu culture to respect the decency. You go and wear hijab, we never question you wearing hijab at the same moment of time. Why you come in Hindu culture and have every question of secularism and right to choice come into the picture? You should not do that. You should also follow the same culture. You should
Okay,
also follow
quickly,
the
Tehsing,
respect of the
respond to
same.
that. Are we
No.
being unfair? Are we being unfair to Hindu customs? Because he is saying that that's what happens because anything that is Islam is let go and anything that's Hindu is questioned.
My friend Amitosh from the opposite side is saying that, listen, we don't question anyone wearing the hijab, but I'm on your show because she's wearing a hijab and there was a
So we're
trolling
talking
based on
about
that.
she wearing the
No,
hijab
no,
at the
come.
same moment of
One second,
time.
one
She
second,
fails
one
to
second.
respect the Hindu culture.
One second. So you're basically the whole show is about that she's wearing a hijab, but you're saying we don't question that. Number two, can you please tell me how and when did she disrespect the Hindu culture? We had a former CBI director, no less than a former CBI director, telling, and I quote him, that
Okay,
Deepika's
Amitosh and Tehseen,
husband.
I'm completely out of time. Sorry to
Sorry,
interrupt you, but this is
no
a
problem.
discussion for another day. Clearly, this is about the agency and autonomy of women, but more importantly, it's also about telling men and women not to police women because women know what they're doing and they should be let to live their lives on their own. With that, it's time for a short break. More news and updates on the other side.